question, what does it mean to be a disaster service worker? That means that it's something that you train for your entire career as a service worker. For me, that means training for about 23 years. So that's how long I have been serving with Ventura County Public Health. And it means just preparing for it mentally, not only yourself, but also your family. I have 4 children, explaining it to them at their level in a way that they understand that if something happens like a pandemic, a natural disaster, just a crisis, a fire, that mommy may be called to go to one of these events. Pandemic was declared back in March of 2020, and right after that, a couple of months later, 1 to 2 days a week, we were going out to meet with business owners to provide them with handouts with the latest material so that they had those tools to also communicate with their customers so that they wouldn't lose them. That was really important. And we did it at COVID testing sites. We did it at grocery stores by meeting customers as they were coming in and were coming out, meeting them with any information that they needed. When the vaccine was authorized when it received emergency authorization, that was a time when we started educating people about the vaccine. And what did it mean? Was it safe? That was on people's minds. I was deployed full time, so it wasn't no longer 1 or 2 days. I was deployed full time to plan and coordinate bringing vaccine to our farm workers out in the field, at companies, at packing houses. Then we would bring an entire team of nurses, and just within one clinic, it was four teams of nurses plus our health education team. That's what it took to operate an entire clinic. And when we started our first clinic back on the 11th of February, it was a tiny little clinic, and it was a tiny little team, and it was probably no more than maybe 10 people. And we provided them with education. We came the first time, and so that was a very important point, that we wanted people to make the informed decision to get the vaccine. We didn't want them to get the vaccine just because their employer was telling them, not because their vecina or their neighbor was telling them. When we were out in the fields, when it was extremely cold, extremely windy, raining, when there were puddles of mud everywhere, realizing that if these were the conditions that our farm workers were working under, then that there was no reason for us to cancel that clinic. Because it took a lot of coordination from those employers who had already partnered to bring employees or farm workers from other smaller companies. I'm glad that we went forward with many of those times where the conditions were not the best, because eventually the day cleared, and those farm workers were very grateful that we were there. I want you to know that we are here to serve you, and that we are trained, we are prepared, and that if we don't have the skill set, that we have an incredible team of leaders guiding us and just preparing us to be able to serve you with excellence, with care, with sensitivity, and with great honesty, because I think the public doesn't deserve anything less than that. We truly care for you, and we understand. And just like you, we too are fatigued, we are frustrated, we are tired of this pandemic, but I feel that together we can accomplish anything and overcome any obstacle or challenge. And so let's stay strong, and believe me, we will continue to do the best that we can so that we can serve you in the best way possible.